What if you could teach a kid that their own thoughts have power, that their breath is literally magic? Well, today we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating course framework that's designed to do exactly that for 8-year-olds. It's a 5-day journey into their inner world, and it's all about imagination, self-awareness, and something they call our spirit identity.
So right out of the gate, this is the core idea the whole course is built on. It immediately reframes everything for a child. You're not just a kid, you're a spirit on this amazing creative adventure. This one sentence just sets this incredible magical tone for all the lessons that follow.
Now, the course is centered around the air element, but it's not what you think. This isn't a science class. It's all about symbolism. Here, air stands for all those invisible but super powerful things inside us. You know, our thoughts, our dreams, and our true identity. It's basically a metaphor for all the magic we have inside.
Okay, so the first huge concept they tackle is this idea of spirit identity. And the goal here is to help a child build a sense of self that's a little bit bigger and a whole lot more magical than what they might be used to thinking.
So the lesson here is that your true self is this brilliant shining light that lives inside your body. I love this part. The course even describes your mind as being like a radio, always sending and receiving ideas from the universe. It's such a simple way to get a kid to see themselves in a completely new and honestly profound way.
The whole philosophy really gets boiled down into these 4 key pillars. It teaches that your thoughts literally create your world, your imagination is a superpower, you have a unique purpose, and your breath is a tool that connects you to all of it. This is pretty much the entire curriculum in a nutshell.
Okay, so from identity, we move on to the next big concept, purpose. But how in the world do you explain something so huge to an 8-year-old? Well, the course uses this really beautiful and clever metaphor. And this is just brilliant. By comparing a kid's purpose to a star's job in the cosmos, it makes the whole idea feel both magical and totally natural. It's not some heavy burden or a bunch of pressure, it's just a core part of who you are. And to bring it down to earth, they give these kinds of examples. See, a purpose doesn't have to be some grand, complicated destiny. It can be as simple as being a helper, or a creator, or someone who brings joy to others. It grounds the whole idea in things a kid can actually do and be.
I just love this line. It takes something every single child understands, their birthday, and turns it into this amazing symbol of how unique they are in the entire universe. It's such a fantastic, kid-friendly way to make a huge concept feel really personal.
So, once a child gets a handle on who they are and why they're here, the course starts giving them practical tools. This next section is all about how you actually use that inner power. I love this visual. The power of a thought is like a tiny creative spark. The whole point here is that thoughts aren't just things that happen to you. Nope, they're active, they're energetic, and they're forces you can use to build your world. And this leads to a really crucial lesson. There are thoughts that build you up and thoughts that tear you down. The course makes it super clear. Empowering thoughts make your inner magic grow, while the negative ones make it shrink. It's such a simple way to show kids that their inner voice really matters. So, what's the tool for managing all of these thoughts? Your breath. And it's framed as literally plugging into a power source. So taking a deep breath isn't just for calming down. It's for recharging your spirit so you have the power to choose those good, strong thoughts. Okay, we've gone over the big ideas. So how does this all actually fit together in a real-life course? Let's walk through the structure of the 5-day quest. You can see the journey follows this really logical path. It kicks off with identity, then moves to purpose, then gives you the tools like thought and intuition, and it all wraps up on day 5, which is about putting it all into practice in your daily life. It's a really clear, step-by-step road to empowerment. And this is where it gets really fun. They don't just talk about these big ideas, they turn them into playful activities. You've got the Mirror Fun game to connect with your inner self, the Thought Cloud game to physically sort your thoughts. How cool is that? Meditations for your intuition, and even a little ritual to send your dreams out on the wind. It's all so active and imaginative. So after 5 days of games, meditations, and all these new ideas, what's the one thing a child is supposed to walk away with? Let's look at that core message. And there it is. The whole week, the whole course is boiled down into this simple, powerful mantra. It wraps up everything they've learned, the power of their mind, the magic in their breath, and their own incredible worth and strength. And to make sure that powerful message really sticks, the course gives them a whole list of these amazing affirmations. These are the little sentences meant to be repeated, to be internalized, so that these lessons become a real part of how a child thinks and feels every single day. And you know, that really gets to the heart of this whole thing. The point of the course isn't really to teach a child something totally new, but to help them remember a powerful truth about themselves that maybe they just forgot. And it leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about, right? What if the greatest magic any of us have is simply remembering who we really are?